everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Alexandra and I'm happy that you are joining me today on YouTube. We will be creating this little mini album that I have on my desk. Before we just get to it, let me walk you through the pages of the album. So as you can see, it has a shape of a tag, and the tag is really nice because it has that stitching all around it. The characters that will accompany us in the album are these cute little hamsters from the set which is called Eat More Cake, and it's a clear stamp set. It includes 5 hamsters, as you can see, and quite a bunch of different sentiments that can be used for so many different occasions. So that's the one. I have already colored one of the hamsters and used it on the cover along with the cupcakes, which were die cut, and those spoons. The album is closed with the help of this seam binding. So I will just untie the ribbons, and this is how the album looks on the inside. So I've used the KitchenAid die and again that sentiment from the stamp set that we have here. Here I glued down a few of the cupcakes, and some of the cupcakes have a glossy accented top, or it's not a cupcake, it's a muffin, right? So on this muffin I have a really tiny strawberry, which was also die cut, and here there is a sentiment baked with love. So this is the first page of the album. It has a horizontal pocket and a tag with the sentiment, life is what you bake of it. A very smart one. Then on this page there is a space for a personal message, I suppose, or for a picture if you'd like. Then on this side of the album there is a die cut and assembled cake, again with those really cute strawberries and the sentiment whipped up just for you. Then on the inside it looks like this, and each of the pages has a pocket with a tag. The tag can be used either for writing something or for attaching a picture to it. And on each one of the pages, again, we see one of those little hamsters. So this one is holding the chocolate chip cookie. This one is holding a whisk. This is a chef, or I don't know, baker hamster. And this one is prepared to eat the muffin. Okay, so that's our little project for today, and I'm going to show you how to create it. So if that's something that might interest you, please stay with me and join me for the tutorial. Okay, so let me quickly show you what I have here so that we begin the construction process. First of all, the paper that I'm going to use is the Hello Life. It's the 6x6 designer paper pack by Lala & Crafts. And the dies that I'm mainly gonna use are the set of the large stitched tags, and one smallest tag die is actually missing here because I am not going to use it. There is also this reinforcement piece that I plan to use as well. From the large stitched tags, you will need to cut how many I have here, like 5 full pieces, and one is not a full one. It only measures 3 1/4 of an inch in its length. Okay, and then I also die cut 2 of the lightweight chipboard tags for the base of my album, and I'm using the lightweight chipboard, which comes in an 8.5 by 11 sheets, available at La La Land Crafts online store. I will link this product in the description box below as well. And once again, I used the largest of the tag dies for the base pages of the album. So let's move on. Then the second largest die I have also used for some of the inside pages, and I have cut here 5 of these tags as well. Okay, then the third largest you will have to use for die cutting 3 tags from the paper of your choice, of course. Then we have here 2 pocket dies. This one is called a horizontal pocket, and it measures 3 3/4 of an inch by 2 1/4 once assembled. And this one is called a curved pocket die, and once assembled it will measure 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. You will also need to prepare a few cardstock pieces that will measure, well, the largest one will be 4 3/8 by 1 1/2, and it's scored on the short side at every 1/2 inch. Then the next one will be 3 3/4 by 1 1/4. You will score it on the short side again at 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. And the last cardstock piece that we're going to need is 3 3/4 by 1 1/8, and you will score it at 1/2 inch and 5/8. Okay, I also have here a few decorative pieces, and I will talk about them and show you what to do with them later on in the video. And this is that little piece, the reinforcement piece for the tag. It comes in a set with the large stitched tags. There is also another shape. If you follow the link to the product itself, I think you will be able to see that other little piece that I'm talking about. But for the sake of my tutorial, I will be using this shape, and I die cut it twice out of plain craft cardstock, and then I just glued one piece down to another to make it sturdier, because I need it to be a little bit more heavyweight than plain cardstock. Okay, so let's begin to build our album. In the beginning of the video, you of course already had a chance to see the ready project, the ready-made project, but I still don't know how it will look like. So I always build for myself a prototype of a project that I'm working on. So this is how our future album will look like. Okay, so I will work right now on the front, well, so-called front cover and the back cover. So for that I will need 2 of those lightweight chipboard pieces, and I will glue down my front page to one of the pieces, as well as I will do the same for the back of my album. Okay, so let me quickly glue these pieces down. Okay, so I have them here. Now I have to connect them using that paper hinge that we prepared before. And as you can see, other than scoring, I just mitered the corners up to the score lines in the center from both like left and right. So I will reinforce those score lines, and then we will use it for connecting the front and the back cover of our album. And I'm using just plain tacky glue. You're welcome to use score tape if that's your choice. That's absolutely fine. So the most important thing here is to glue the paper hinge down to the so-called cover without overlapping that score line. Okay, just like so. And then doing the same thing on the other side, applying some glue and attaching the front cover of the album to that same hinge, making sure that we're not overlapping the score line. So once I have it aligned, I will just burnish the whole piece to make sure that it sticks down nicely and securely, just like that. Okay, so while it's drying, let's move on to the next piece. This is the paper that I chose for the front flap of my album, and once again it's the largest size of the stitched tags. I will put it on my scoreboard like this, and I will score 2 lines. One will be at 1 7/8, and the second one will be at 2 3/8. Once I have that done, let me just take the scoreboard away. Okay, so I will reinforce the score lines just like that, and this piece will be glued down like so to the back cover. Okay, so I have to apply glue to this flap just up to the score line that I have. And now I will just position it so that there is an equal space from the top and the bottom of the tag, like so. Okay, and then for this area here, this is why we needed that additional not fully cut tag piece, because I want to reinforce this flap. So let me just measure. Okay, it needs to be 3 1/8 of an inch. So let me just trim this piece down a little bit. Okay, here we go. And then I will just glue it down. I'll just glue it down to the back of that flap. And of course, burnish. All right, now we have that done. We can continue to the inside of our front cover, and this is the paper of my choice for that. Okay, it's ready. Now, before we attach the final, well, at least the final on the cover piece to this section here, let's attach those additional paper hinges for our pages first. So I'm reinforcing the folds, the score lines of the one of the hinge which has 1/8 of an inch gasket, as well as the one which has 1/4 of an inch gasket. So the one which has the 1/8 of an inch gasket will go here on this side. And now that I think about it, it will be better to attach it first to the tag and then to glue it down to the base of the album. So let me apply glue to the hinge, and then without overlapping that score line, I just remind you, let's glue the hinge down to the tag. Okay, like so. And next I will fold the hinge so that the 1/8 of an inch gasket will be seen. Okay, and I will apply glue on this side of the hinge, and holding it kind of folded in this position, I will align it with the bottom of the album base here, and then burnish. Like so. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Like that. All right, so once the pages are attached, we can now cover the central area of our album. Let's make sure that it still closes okay, and I think it does. So I will apply some glue. Am I in the frame there? Okay, like that, and let's align it there with the hole at the top. Okay. Great. So it closes first this page, then that page, then this one, and this piece here. Okay. Perfect. Let's talk about this piece here before we lose it. So I scored it in the middle, if you had a chance to see that. So I will apply some glue to this section only, and then while my album is, well, kind of closed, I will just align the holes so that they're at the same level here. Okay, and then I will make sure that I'm gluing this whole little piece down to the spine of my album. Okay, I think it's secure enough there on the spine. I was just afraid to lose it. I didn't want to cut another one. It's so tiny. I always have trouble with cutting those tiny pieces. And oh my god, you have to see. Now I have to show you. Just look at those itty bitty strawberries, which are also die cut. I glossy accented them, so that's why they're so shiny. We'll get to these guys here. Let me just leave them here. Okay, so let's keep on working on the pages. So I have here 2 additional paper pieces that I will glue down to the tags and cover the hinge that I definitely don't want to see there. Okay, and then we will work on the on the pockets. All right, now it's done. Let's move on to the pockets that we have here. I have 3 pockets. Let me see how I want to position them. Okay, so first of all, I scored once again the supposed score lines because the die marks them, but well, if the paper is thick, and this paper is kind of thick, so I just went ahead and reinforced the score lines using my scoreboard. I just positioned it every time like so on the board and made a score mark at 3/8 of an inch on this side, on this side, and on this side. And then you will not have any troubles folding this pocket the way it should fold and getting the absolutely straight flaps. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so I will glue them down probably like so. Okay, so let me just do that. Okay, I'm done gluing the pockets. I also glued down the horizontal one, and this is what I have so far. So let's just take the smallest tags of those that we have. So I planned this one to go in there, and this one here, and this one here. And I like the way they peek out of the pockets. And then the middle of the ones that we are using will go in here. Now I have a certain way of embellishing the album in my head, so I can already glue down this element here to the pocket. Otherwise I can lose it as well, so I will go ahead and glue it down. Let's make sure that the tag can still be pulled out of the pocket. Okay, so this is how the whole construction looks so far. I think I will not film the process of embellishing, because come on guys, it's really easy, and I'm sure you will not embellish the same way as I do. But let me just quickly show you the stamp set that I am going to use for this itsy bitsy album. And okay, so this needs to be here, and all right, so this is the set, and it's called Eat More Cake. And the hamsters are, I mean, they're so adorable, and they're also easy to color due to their small size. So these are our characters that will very soon find their place on the pages of this album that we're working on. And I also die cut some of the cupcakes, and these are from the recent release by La La Land Crafts. So you can create the cupcake in 2 different ways, as you can see, with that creamy or like puffy part of it being glued down on top of the cupcake base, and then it will be it will look it will look like this. Or you can glue it down behind the cupcake base, and then the look will be completely different, which I like. Then, well, this is the mixing bowl from the KitchenAid die, but I added the muffin top to it as well. And then these are my KitchenAid blenders. And I also created a few cakes using the cake die from the recent release as well. And guys, all the links to the products will be in the description box down below, as well as in my post over the blog. The link to it will also appear in the description box to this video, so please check it out. Okay, so these are the cakes. Here I just used the leaves from the strawberry die to kind of embellish that cake even more. I'm not completely sure if I will use it, but well, at least I have it. And these are two additional ones. One, well, let's say this is a chocolate one, or maybe, I don't know, maybe a honey one, and this is a vanilla. Okay, so these are the things that I'm going to use. I will also stamp quite a bit of the sentiments from this stamp set, and I guess that's all that I wanted to show you today. I will keep on working now on this album, and I will have it finished. But once again, you already saw how it should look like in the beginning of the video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm really happy to be back on YouTube, and I hope the following videos will not keep themselves waiting. Okay, so have a great day, and if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. Thanks again, and bye.